Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and made some really good trades. And let's dive into the analysis here. My oh my, what a day today in the markets. The SPY was down over 1.68%. The triple Qs were down 2.68 and down again in the after hours. Um, Small caps getting absolutely pummeled as well, down 1.9. And the Dow Jones eking a very comfortable 98 basis point drop. So, all in all, I think we were making the right calls in the Discord. Again, we were getting in shorts on SOXS, SQQQ, AMD, MDU, which is like short Apple, short AMD, short the semis with leverage. And we just closed most of our trades today with very nice profits. Again, I can show you guys. Like, closed my SQQ for a very fractional gain, but we've been holding this one. This one was 20% of the portfolio. Big position. AMD was closed with 16% gain. I closed my XOXX with 28% gain. And then unfortunately, I told people I stop out, right? In the after hours, we stopped out of what's it called? Tesla, sorry. And it was very unfortunate because Tesla, because it pumped higher, it had a daily close. I stopped out, and then today, like what a reversal! Like what is slap in the face, for me, unfortunately. So I took a small loss, I guess, but still overall an amazing gain throughout the portfolio because I told you guys when the semis are strong, there's nothing wrong. But when the semis fail, you better bail. And right now, the SMH was on the verge of failing. We saw this from a mile. You take a look at Market Cipher, big loss of momentum. You saw it cutting into red money flow. Like all the signs were there, right? Everything was showing you that there was going to be downside coming. And you could take a look at the massive rally that we've got in the market and the semis had a nice recovery but didn't really participate. So that's why I still see more downside. Again, I want to take profits on my trades. So like for Nvidia, I was not in a short in Nvidia, but Nvidia I foresee probably some more downside down to 81, and I'm interested in buying it there if we can get it there. But again, nothing goes down in a straight line. We are getting quite oversold on the smaller time frame, so a relief rally might be in the books. AMD was getting hammered today, so again decided to close this one as well. Again, we were shorting from the highs here, so again this is a good trade setup. We had been holding it for a few weeks now, and now just exited in profit. And in terms of Nvidia, I'll be looking to get into the buy area when it comes down to here. AMD is the buy area is coming up here right around 100. So very interested to pick up AMD if it could get down to 102. But again, like I said, nothing goes down in a straight line. We're going to get corrective bounces here and there, counter trend rallies. So we'll see how the path is going to go for AMD. In terms of Apple, still holding my Apple short though. I think there's a lot more downside coming in Apple. Google, get a very very big down day in Google, down 4%. Again, it seemed very unrealistic for us to get to this target here. Again, my buy area is all the way down at 130 for Google, and it seemed like a crazy number when we were at 167, and $17 later it's getting a little bit closer. If we drop another 5-6%, then it's going to be very realistic that we may actually hit this target. So again, these are targets I put way in advance. We may hit them, we may not. It may take a week or a couple months to even get there, but when it gets there, you may have a very nice reactive bounce once we get there. Same thing for Nvidia. When we're down here, we're probably, I was mapping out a sell area around this area. I think we had a shorter term sell area which failed, right? And then you map out your secondary area, and then this one played out. So there you go. And now I'm saying that we'll probably bounce if we get down to here. This was a corrective bounce. You could have longed this and it rallied like crazy. So you got to go with the trends. And right now, I think Nvidia is definitely in a topping phase, but it doesn't mean it's going to go down in a straight line, crash all the way down back down to $10, right? And just because it's at 102, people think it's very cheap. I think it's still relatively very expensive because this was like $1,000 stock at one point. So if you think about it, you go back down to $80, it's still $800 a share. Right now it's $1,000 a share, right? So it was trading $1,300 a share. I don't know when the split happened, 10-1 back in June. So again, still very expensive. And when I buy NVIDIA, I'll be buying NVDL, which is 2 times leverage NVIDIA stock. But again, on down days, it's it's tough to hold these on down days, right? So we'll see. We'll see how things play out. Roku is moving down as well. Respected the sell area. Again, this one I didn't map out in advance. I kind of figured it out after that it was a flat, and the flat is being respected so far. But in terms of where it's going to go next, it's anybody's guess, right? Is it gonna start breaking back down? Is it gonna invalidate the flat and you get a fifth wave? Then you have the wave 2 bottom here, and this is a I can't really make it a 1-2 setup because 1, 2, 3, but with a flat, which means you can't make it a 1-2, so you need to have a bigger 1-2 setup, right? You can have overlapping waves. All right, so let me take a look at a few other things. Some people are asking me questions in the Discord. So what about a bounce, right? So someone's asking me just right now, what do I think about why should we be getting a bounce? So just looking at the RSI, the strength of the market right now, we are getting very, very oversold. We get a big down day today, and that even was not enough to, break the divergence. So I think we probably get a counter trend rally tomorrow, and then we get a nice short opportunity, and then you get that wave 3 moment. So you probably get that big move down afterwards, because we've already come down pretty significantly. Like, you look at the Qs, you've dropped a pretty significant amount. You filled some gaps here, and you've reinstated fear into the market. The VIX spiked pretty big today, right? Could it continue? It could, right? That's why I started taking profit on some of my shorts, not all of my shorts. I think I still have a few short positions left, but it doesn't mean I'm going to go all in, balls to the wall, and close everything and panic, because I still want some exposure to the upside and to the downside. Right now I'm sitting mostly in cash, BIL, and continue to hold that until further notice. But when we take a look at the SPY here, you have a lot of selling coming in at the highs, and it's just, you see this on the weekly, which means smart money is definitely getting out. The trend is probably coming to an end and is slowing down significantly. The 4-hour time frame, nothing much here. But I mean, it's been a long time coming, right? And the Qs here are coming back down. I'd say that we're probably going to come back down to 405 on the Qs, and they get a big reversal back up. Maybe even make a fifth wave, but I think, some people are saying the top is in for the Qs. You could make the case that the top is in, but we'll see. We'll see what the market has in store for us, right? If it wants to make one more wave high, I wouldn't be against it. Same thing for the SPY. I think the SPY needs one more all-time high. It could be very difficult way to get there, right? We may come back down to this area and then rally back up afterwards. So that's something we need to take into consideration. You don't know. You just don't know what the market's going to do. All right, let me continue on. Let's take a look at TLT and the yield. So big down day for, on the non-farm payrolls. It was a miss, and the market panicked, freaked out, and you saw the 20-year yield break its pivot. So now you have the fifth wave completion. This is now done. You could really get, if you really want to see if it's finished, then you get on the smaller time frames. You look for your counts, right, to see if you got that big capitulation moment with some bullish divergence. And you could have gone that maybe on the much smaller time frames, but right now maybe we need one more low in the yields, and then you get a bigger bounce higher where the yields can rally back up, or at least consolidate sideways, maybe a flat, and then you come back down once again for the fifth wave, and then you complete bigger moves and bigger cycles. So yeah, that's basically it. So in terms of TLT continues to go up. It had a very nice wick today. So I think we completed our move higher, but I think we need a little bit of I think we need one more nominal high, and then you'll complete the third wave here. This will be completed, and you can come back down and for a bigger drop, reload once again, and then continue higher once again. So this is what I'm expecting here for TLT. And then we take a look at the DXY. The DXY is rallying back up in this wave 4. So again, this is where we don't really know what the dollar is going to do. It could be in an ABC. And if you want to take a look at it, let's take a look. What do we have here? What do we have in terms of a low? Okay, so you have probably 5 waves up in an A, and then you have 3 waves down in a B. So you have an A, B, right? B right around here, and then you have a C, right? So probably gonna get a C leg. If this is the count here, then we're probably gonna make a rally next week in the dollar, and it's gonna look something like this, right? It's gonna look something like this, and the target could come. Let's just say for here for now, because we actually have a nice upsloping trend line in DXY. So this could actually make for a very nice target. And then the DXY comes back down lower. This could put pressure on gold and silver too. So let's keep a close eye on it. If this wants to double correct down, then silver needs to go lower. But again, it can't break the pivot here. It cannot break the pivot at 2650, or else you're going to have some really big problems here in the commodity space. Maybe a bigger market correction, and then maybe everything starts to fall like crazy. Yeah, so I don't know what they're gonna do in terms of the rate cut. I think they're screwed either way. Don't really care. Just looking at the charts, we've seen this coming from a mile away, and oil has been, in a free fall. Let me see if we erase divergence. We did. So we did erase divergence again on oil. So I think that oil may have to go even lower again today. Or sorry, actually, 45-minute respected it. So I think this is just the 3rd wave bottom. I think what we need is a 4th wave rally, or at least consolidation for another leg lower again in oil. But then you have a 3rd wave, and then a 4th wave, and then another 5th wave. So you're going to be coming close to the end of the oil drop. But how deep is the oil drop going to go? Right, and this would make for like a generational buying opportunity for oil companies. This would mean inflation's probably going to come back, because we're definitely headed into a recession. But oil won't go up in a recession. It will only go up if inflationary pressures set in. So if inflation comes back like crazy, then we're going to see oil come back too. And we're going to see oil come back if inflation comes back and they start printing money, because we're in a recession. Then you got everything you need for an inflation wildfire. And that may be why Bitcoin's going to go up. Who knows? Let's see how crypto plays out. Crypto is actually pumping up right now. It dropped down to 52,500. It ended up holding. So far so good. Let's see if there's more juice to be had, or if it falls apart over the weekend. All right, let me cover a few more things here. I like to cover let me see some of my members. Let me see if they ask me anything. U.S. market recap. Talking about GME. I can do tonight. I felt really sick this morning, but I think I'm feeling up for a GME video. So this level here that I mapped out for you guys held up as a buy area. Told you guys a wave 1, pull back in wave 2, dip buy area. Beautiful entry if you would have bought in. Some of my members loaded up on some calls, and then you had a 9% move up. So I think we're in this wave 3 of 3 moment, and it could be a beautiful setup for more upside. That's what I see. You already have this 1-2-1-2 setup, so very, very bullish setup for GameStop here. Lots of upside coming. And that begs the question, like, what are the markets going to do, right? The Japanese yen, the carry trade. This is very interesting, because I think we may be in trouble here as USDJPY continues to break down. This is probably an easy short in my opinion. You have everything that's kind of lining up here for maximum pain in USDJPY, right? You take a look at just continuous selling. MACD is about to cross on the daily. Weekly still, looks like it's going to need more downside. Monthly's only getting started. 4 hour, bleeding lower here. Daily time frame, red money flow, momentum waves extending towards the downside. Bearish dual band strength index numbers. 4-hour time frame getting manipulation signs. Red money flow, 1-hour time frame deep in the red money flow. Can't find its footing. Continues to slip lower. 24-minute also bleeding down. Like every single time frame is just bleeding lower. It just goes to show that there's just so much downside coming in the USD JPY pair. Again, that's just my opinion, so feel free to comment and do whatever you want with your positions as well. And let's take a look here at a few other things. So yeah, this one broke my support area, so I really doubt at this point that we may get this counter trend rally, because it's about to invalidate the setup. And if this is the case, then this was just an ugly correction, and now it's getting started for more downside. And if that's the case, then you guys got to get out of the way. Don't get in the way of this pair, because it's just going to destroy you right towards the downside. It's not going to be worth the long at all. And this is gonna put pressure on equity. So are we gonna get a bounce in this next week and the markets get a relief rally, or is this USD JPY pair gonna bleed down and then we get a market meltdown, or is it gonna bleed down, market's gonna bounce up, and then you have a dislocation in this connection in this market, right? There's correlation, sorry, and then you have a great shorting opportunity or buying opportunity again. But I'm willing to bet if this starts to fall and the markets start to rally, this is going to be a shorting opportunity, and we're probably going to capitalize on it. We're probably going to get back into some positions that we exited today, and we'll make the shorts work, right? We'll let the money print. All right. Let's take a look here. Let's take a few other things. Not Bitcoin. Well, I mean, we could talk about Mara. So Mara and Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's going lower. I think Mara is about to go lower as well. Although you technically could have finished it today because you did make a lower low, but I think it needs a lot more downside. So it may mean that Bitcoin's going to get a big capitulation event as well. So keep your eye on the ball. Possibility of volatility to take out leverage positions after the week. Yeah, I mean, like right now, big week towards the downside. A lot of people could pile into short positions, buying puts over the weekend. Maybe we rally early on next week to, get rid of all that leverage and then get people suckered back in and then come back down. So this market is a whipsaw. It's going to get your money out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and you're not going to see it coming. So it's going to be crazy. So that's why I like to take profits. When the market gives you something, you take it and run. And that's been the strategy for quite some time now. The buy and hold, the easy money's gone. We lost a good chunk of change trying to get that easy money, and once we realized the easy money was over, it was easy to get back into shorts and longs and just hold them for a short period of time. All right, guys, have a wonderful weekend. I will catch you guys on the next one. I think I've covered everything that I needed to cover. And again, if you want to see what I do, you can join in the Discord.